Hi, beautiful perspective. Thanks for joining me. And thanks for taking a moment to be here with yourself. Have you ever heard the concept that the world is your mirror? Well, this is something that has been very useful in my own life. The idea that when you look in a mirror, it reflects back to you that which you cannot see. It shows you your reflection in a completely unbiased and non-judgmental way. So, in a way, your reality is also a mirror. It is showing you that which you might not be able to see. Your relationships, your experiences mirror back to you your awareness. Deepak Chopra says that reality is only as narrow as our awareness. And you can kind of think of it as seeing the world through a camera lens. And that lens filters out certain parts of reality so that we experience it in a specific way. Now, those filters are the product of our beliefs and our experiences up until this point. And these beliefs and experiences limit what we can see. Our beliefs are thoughts that we think over and over again until we assume them to be true. And so many of the beliefs that we hold were absorbed from the environment around us when we were young. Bruce Lipton often talks about the idea that when you're a child, ages 0 to 7, your brain is in a theta brainwave state. Now, the normal waking state is beta, and then it goes into alpha and theta is an extremely programmable state, you could say. It's the state that hypnosis uses to reprogram the subconscious mind. And so during these early years of development, our subconscious minds are absorbing all of the beliefs and patterns and habits and thoughts and ideas and labels and judgments from the external world all around us, from our parents and our teachers and our siblings and our friends and our extended family, and from TV, from whatever sources of information that you're exposed to. And as a child, you're happily going through the world, just absorbing everything that you can. And that conditioning imprints upon us, and it affects the way we see things. Oftentimes, those beliefs are rooted in fear, which leads to an experience of separation. It leads to guilt and shame and anger and abandonment. And these limiting beliefs prevent us from living our lives to the highest capacity that we can. In order to change the lens on the camera, in order to increase the awareness so that we can have a new perspective of reality, you first have to be willing to recognize the patterns and behaviors that are part of your subconscious mind and your belief system. And for me, I found it so wonderfully useful to start to view my relationships, the events that happen in my experience, as a reflection of my consciousness. And so when I feel uncomfortable, when I feel triggered, when I feel those low, dense vibrations of shame and guilt and anger and frustration and abandonment, I can now see it as an opportunity or a gift from the universe, inviting me to go deeper within myself. I'm learning to sit in those moments, to feel it fully, and either trace back where it came from, where that patterning happened, or just be willing to release it. And the more I can shine my love and my light on those dark parts of myself, the more they dissolve, the quicker they dissolve, and the more it changes my reactions into responses. The conditioned mind leads us to react in those moments when we feel discomfort. We fall back on our subconscious programming, and the more we can put a pause between the input and our output, the more we have the opportunity to change our pattern and behaviors so that we can respond in a way that's in alignment with who we want to be and in a way that's more in alignment with our higher selves. Now, I believe that we all are fractals of a one source, a universe, pure awareness, and I believe that that source is loving and peaceful and creative and harmonious and joyful. And I believe that that is our natural state. And so the more you can dissolve the conditioned mind through using the world as your mirror, the more you step into that space where you embody your source, where you embody that loving, kind, creative, peaceful being. So I'm really able to open up to this idea that all of my experiences, all of my relationships are here to teach me. They're all happening for me. It's not happening to me. I used to feel like everything was happening to me. But my awareness is growing and expanding, and I'm learning to invite in these challenging times, these challenging experiences, so that I can uncover more of my true self. And I'm even learning to laugh at myself more, to not take myself so seriously, and to realize like, they got me. An opportunity to undo and become more of who I am. So I invite you to explore this concept, to contemplate this, to begin to see your relationships and your life, your reality, as a mirror for how you treat yourself, for how you talk to yourself, your internal dialogue, and for how you filter and perceive the world around you through your conditioning, through the conditioned mind. And you can start to release these parts of yourself. You start to realize that you have the power to change where you put your attention and also change how you respond to things. Wayne Dyer says, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And so the challenges in your life will start to become teachers. They'll start to feel like they're happening for you. So I hope that this has been useful. And that you can start to see the world as your mirror. And the more you start to dissolve your conditioning and embody your highest self, the more the world appears loving and kind and abundant and generous and peaceful. It's beautiful. So I love you. But always remember to love yourself the most.